Morning again. It's Wednesday, which means it's Stats Day. And the stats in the NHL, I thought I'd go with some. Again, I'm going to do it different every week, so that it's not just the exact same numbers that we're throwing out there. Your points leaders: Mikko Rantanen, 13 goals, 39 assists, 52 points. He's well and above right now, the number one points guy. Nathan McKinnon's behind him with 20 goals, 27 assists. I hear they play together once in a while. Kucherov, 12 goals, 33 assists, I should say, for 45 points. Kucherov's getting into the conversation, but Rantanen, with another strong game last night, pulls further ahead. McDavid, 17 goals, 26 assists, only on pace for about 110 points. I don't understand why we're not talking more about him, but it's because there's so much scoring going on right now. Braden Point, 21 goals, 20 assists. Marner, 6 goals, 35 assists. And Ovechkin, 25 goals and 14 assists for 39 points. Goals leader, the aforementioned Ovechkin with 25. Skinner, Point, Pastrnak, and Laine all have 21 apiece. Of course, Laine didn't score a goal this week, but he did have a number of assists, so he's trying to make that look a little better than how it looked. Now what's standing out is that Pavelski almost has the same goals for and assist differential as does Laine. So we'll see who ends up with that. I may even do a Cy Young award this year. I haven't really decided. We'll see. And I'll get into that once we get over the halfway mark of the season. Game-winning goals, Landeskog, Lindholm, and Gourde all have 5. Of course, that's Elias Lindholm of the Calgary Flames, not Hampus Lindholm of Anaheim, which would be miraculous since he doesn't have 5 goals. Power play goals, Laine with 10, Point with 9, Pastrnak with 9. Not a lot of change there. Blocked shots. So this is a stat that either you love, you say, yep, this shows who the hardworking defensemen are, or you loathe and you say, well, these are the defensemen who don't play defense very well, so they have to block shots to make up for their mistakes. I've heard both arguments. Ian Cole, 88. Chris Russell, 86. Andy Green of the New Jersey Devils, 79. Martinez of the Kings, 70. Tanev, 66. Zaitsev, 66. So again, I know people have their opinions on that. Turnovers. So these are people who are positives in the turnover department. That's why I have a plus next to turnovers. The differential. O'Reilly and Barkov both are plus 24 when it comes to takeaway giveaway differential. Scheifele 20, Stone 19, and Taves 16. And since everybody seems to be in agreement that plus minus is an outdated stat, maybe this stat will be used a little more and become one of the standard statistics we measure. Your wins leaders in the NHL: Marc-Andre Fleury 17, Freddie Anderson also with 17, Louis Domingue 14. That's right, Louis Domingue with 14. Rinne and Hellebuck both have 13. Regulation losses, so this doesn't include overtime losses. Corey Crawford with 14, Craig Anderson 12, Bobrovsky, and there's Marc-Andre Fleury with 10, because Fleury plays virtually every single game for Vegas. Save percentage leaders: Pekka Rinne 932, Halak 930, Anderson 928, Vasilevsky 927, Koskinen 927, Bishop 925, and Gibson 925. If I had to handicap 3 guys for Vezina nominations, I would say Rinne. I would say Anderson. I don't see Halak in there, but I could see Gibson being in there. It depends on how the voters see it and whether or not there is an East Coast bias, which does show up sometimes when it comes down to who's getting voted for. Shots for per game. Carolina still leads the way, but they're down to 38.4. They, of course, were riding above 40 shots per game for quite a while. Florida 35.6, San Jose 35, Montreal 34. Shots for per game on the other side of the board is in terms of the lowest amount. Anaheim 26.8. Anaheim has a shots for, shots against differential that still looks kind of like they're not a playoff team. The Islanders 27.6, Vancouver 28.3, and the Kings 28.4. Shots against per game, allowing the most: Ottawa 38.2, Anaheim 35.4, Detroit 34.1, and the Rangers 33.9. Ottawa's allowing a lot more shots than everybody else. And I've talked about Craig Anderson and how many shots he's faced. You'll notice I didn't put that up this week because he's still far and away the leader. Lowest amounts of shots against per game: Carolina 27.5. So now they're only outshooting their opponents by 11 shots per game rather than the 17 and 18 they were per game early in the year. So that's evening up. Vegas 27.6, Calgary 28, and Nashville 28.5. So that shows you who's playing well defensively. who's getting all the shots. And yet, it doesn't necessarily say a whole lot about the standings. That's the fun thing about that chart. Power play percentages. Winnipeg leads the league at 30.3, Colorado 29.7, Tampa 29.2, and Florida surprisingly is fourth with 27.2. But, as I've said about Florida, their problem is not scoring. It's been goaltending and defense. Penalty kill, Arizona still leads there, 90.6, Minnesota 84.8, San Jose 84.6, and St. Louis 84.5. St. Louis having a fantastic penalty kill, kind of a surprise. The fact that 3 of these 4 teams are out of the playoffs and they're all in the West, kind of a surprise. Goals for, Tampa Bay leads there with 128. They are far and above the best in the league. Toronto's next at 113, Colorado 112, and the Washington Capitals at 111. Goals against, your leaders, Nashville 77, Dallas 78, Boston 79, Carolina, and Arizona with 80. So again, what's interesting here is that of the 5 teams with the lowest goals against, 2 of the top 5 not in the playoffs. I'm pretty sure Dallas still has a wild card spot as of this morning, but things change really quickly. Your goals for, though, all 4 of those top teams are in the playoffs. So defense wins games, but goals for probably gets you in the playoffs. It's that whole tricky thing about if you score more than the other guys, you probably win the game. So there you go. Your stats leaders for this week. Nice and simple. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.